What's up, beautiful? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another weekend in my life. It is snowing. I was not expecting that. So, it is Friday. I'm still in my pajamas. It's 9 something, maybe almost 10. I stayed up late reading Kingdom of Ash. I'm going to finish it this weekend. That is the goal. I want to have a bookish weekend and I want to do the bookshelf, get that built and decorated and stuff. So that's kind of the general plan. Right now I'm making breakfast sandwiches to put in the freezer, and that's kind of the gist of it. I'll show you these jammies that I showed the photo of in last week's vlog. I need to finish last week's vlog, but here are the pajamas in my size, so you can see. That's what we got going. That's what we're doing. A bookish weekend. Okay, so it is significantly later. It is almost 8 o'clock, and I did not finish the bookshelf. You saw what I got. I got most of it done. I wasn't feeling well, so I stopped, and apparently it's going around. Did I not just wash my hair the other day? Yes, I did. Did I have to wash my hair again today because someone threw up all over me? Yes, I did. So, I'm calling this evening a wash, literally. I have like 30 pages of Kingdom of Ash left. I did finish The Last Chance Library. This was really, really cute. I highly recommend if you want like a heartwarming read. It made me cry at a couple different parts. It was really, really sweet, super fast to get through, especially if you listen to the audio. And I went ahead and started City of Nightmares. This is a fairy loot book, and it is essentially about a world where when people go to sleep, if they dream of their worst nightmare, they turn into it. So it is, society's had to adjust. They've got like medication in the water to keep you from dreaming, and they have the Department of Nightmare Disposal or something like. They have a department dedicated to eradicating the nightmares. So like people turn into monsters, right? There's different types of vampires, and the main character's sister became a giant spider, and I think that's all in the, yeah, that's all in the, I wanted to make sure it was in the blurb about it so I'm not spoiling anything. Her sister becomes a giant spider that slaughters her way through her town, and so that kind of like spurs her trauma that she's trying to work through and all these things. And she works for a cult that's not a cult but is a cult that centers around like providing people therapy if they've experienced something crazy because of nightmares. So it's like a weird, it's very dystopian. It's a little bit sci-fi feeling. It's very different from fairy loot books that I've read. And I'm actually really enjoying it because a lot of what I've been reading from Fairy Loot and Illumicrate is like fae and royalty and fight for the crown and that kind of stuff. So like something completely different is actually kind of a good palate cleanser. So I'm almost 30% through on the audio, 29%. So this one was like 8.5 hours. I'm hoping I can do the same thing and maybe get this one done this weekend as well. Probably not. I'll probably finish it on Monday. I was just not expecting. Poor little buddy. I think it was just like too much food, or I don't know what it was, but it didn't work. So he's in his bed. He fell asleep okay. Got him all cleaned up. But I'm gonna relax now. So I will catch up with you in the morning, and I think tomorrow I'm going to try to like decorate the shelves. I don't know. We'll see what I end up doing, but that's where we're at. This weekend has kind of gotten derailed a little bit, not as much going on, but since I think I'm going to call this a bookish weekend in my life, there's your book updates. So far we are through 2 books, about to be 3. I will finish this before I go to bed. That's a big stack, okay? And then maybe a majority through City of Nightmares tomorrow. Like, that's a good stack for a 3-day weekend, which I always have a 3-day weekend because I don't work Fridays. So, oh, and I started updating my reading journal. I don't know if I've shown this before, but this is my reading journal. It's from Little Inklings on Instagram. They are incredible. They have all kinds of cool stuff, but maybe I'll show you that tomorrow. So we have some more bookish content and things to walk you through. Also, I'm watching the newest season, season 6 of Love is Blind. This show is garbage and I love it, and I've watched every season, so that's what's actually keeping me from finishing Kingdom of Ash. The big battle is complete, so it's just 30 pages of like spending time with these characters before like it's over. I don't know what else is gonna happen in 30 pages, but so I'm not feeling like I have to read it or I'm gonna die, you know. So, but we'll get through that here. So, all right, I will catch up with you probably in the morning. Well, just when this weekend couldn't get any more fun, Brett just tested positive for strep throat. So, love that for us. I don't know what I'm gonna film today because I have spent the last 30 minutes sanitizing everything. So, Buddy's had a small head cold but no fever for like a week, just like a couple of coughs here and there and like some drainage out of his nose, but nothing that suggests like actual strep throat for him. I feel okay. Brett just started feeling bad yesterday, so he's basically gonna hang out in the basement until he's had 24 hours of antibiotics. I'm washing everything. I've got the Lysol spray. I'm spraying everything. And then anything that Buddy will touch, I'm gonna wipe the Lysol spray off of, because I don't think you should hand something to a baby that's got Lysol spray on it. I don't know. I'm gonna just be extra cautious with that. But so today's been derailed. I was gonna wash the sheets anyway, but now I'm definitely washing the sheets We have this giant comforter on our bed. It's called the Coma Inducer. You can get it on Amazon. It's incredible. It's so big that when I put it in the washing machine originally, it popped the door open. Like, you know, the doors lock. We have front load washers. It locked and it popped open in the middle of the cycle. So I had to like start it over. Now it says it's gonna take 2 hours to run. So we'll see. It's definitely not gonna dry entirely in the dryer. It's just not gonna happen. It's gonna have to air dry somewhere. I guess I can give you a book update and then show you my planner, my book planner, after I change the battery in this camera because it's gonna die. Great. Okay, so this is my planner. And I think I said I got it on Instagram from Little Inklings, but it's really pretty inside. There's lots of stickers and things, and this is one that's not dated, so they give you the months and you can put them wherever you want. I got this one because I wanted the bookshelf cover. So these are like important information things and goals for this year. I've already completed that, basically. I'll probably try to unhaul 25 more books in December. And then these are most of my physical TBR that's in my bedroom. And as you can see, I've started to check things off, which is exciting. I'm not sure what I want to do with this page yet. So, and I don't think there's probably going to be enough books on these pages for all the books I'm going to read this year. So that's going into my consideration of what I'm going to do. This is my book series tracker. The colors I picked coordinate with the color of the book itself. Movie tracker I probably won't use. TV tracker I probably won't use. Quotes I'm gonna wait probably till the end to fill this out. Wish list. This is where I'm gonna put books I want, but I only have one in there so far. 5-star reads. I filled in last month's 5-star reads and February's. I'm just going to do these at the end of each month. So like Kingdom of Ash will definitely go there. Did I miss a page? I did. I missed a page. Okay. So you can do anything with this page, and I haven't decided what to do with them yet. We'll see. And then you have all of the reading challenges. So all of these are blank. We've got A to Z. We've got a variety of, you know, different prompts, a book that's been adapted for TV or film, final book in a series, those kinds of things. You find a book with one of these things on the cover, mountains, glasses, a chair, the rainbow challenge, where you find a book whose cover matches each of these things. I found some people on Etsy that if you send them the books you want, they will print you stickers of the covers. So I'm probably going to go ahead and do that. My printer does not have the ability to do that. I have a black and white printer, and I looked at doing it at like Walgreens or whatever, and the sticker paper I need is currently out of stock. So we'll see. I might just support a small business and do that. We've got the genre challenge, the timeline challenge. This one I'm not anticipating completing. I'm not even tracking it, mostly because I hate historical fiction. So I highly doubt that I would get anything in most of these categories. We've got Around the World. This one I think I'll be able to probably complete, maybe, I don't know. We've got the goal tracker, and then we have all of the little stickers. Some of those were from the front. Right there, you can see them missing there. But I also purchased some extra ones, and I'll show you what those look like. We've got Battle of the Books. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. And then this is totally empty. I think it's supposed to be a pages, like number of pages read each day of the month. I'm not sure what I'll do with that. We've got our monthly stats, our genre tallies. I haven't started the genre tallies, even though I started the monthly stats, but we'll see. And then this is supposed to be like a year-end wrap-up. This is really similar to what you see in Storygraph. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with this page. This is a spread I made myself. I haven't finished the top here, but these are the 24 books I want to read in 2024, and like the whole Throne of Glass series is like the last one. I'm so excited to check that off. So I've read that, Glow in the Effing Dark, Powerless, Paris's memoir. I should have made Paris pink, but so yeah. Then you get into the monthly spreads. So I use the sticker there, and then this is what January ended up looking like. So I ignored the new releases, and this is where I'm tracking my special editions that I read through the month. So each month I'm gonna like try to put a TBR in here and see if I can get those. A lot of this is also contingent on my library holds coming in, because a lot of them, while I have physical copies and I'm trying to get rid of them or get through them, I'm trying to do the audiobooks of these if I can. So like these are the books I read mostly in January, but they wouldn't all fit there. So then at the end of the month I have like Bookish things that I bought, and then these are all the books that I read in the month, and a wrap up of how many books I read. All of my books were audio that I completed last month. The genres, the best book, just a note, and then my status on how far I am to my goal. And some of the best quotes. These are from Paris Hilton, and this was from A River Enchanted. So like I'll decide at the end of the year how many of each of these quotes belong in those quote things earlier. So then this is February, and this is where we're at basically. So these were the books I wanted to read. These are the books I wanted to read mostly. I wasn't sure I'd get through Kingdom of Ash, so I didn't put it over there. This is the bookmark I was telling about earlier, and then these are the special editions. I haven't decided which one this one's gonna be, so I think it's gonna be The Sun and the Void. Spice Road I have on hold already. This is the one I'm listening to, and then I just added a couple of the books that I finished this weekend, so those guys are hanging out in the wrap-up. If we turn all the way to the back to this white tab, we have all of the book reviews. I am gonna also get the photos of each book to put in here. So I've just kind of been throwing these out as I go. And this is where we're currently at. And I haven't actually done the descriptions for these three. And I also need to add Kingdom of Ash. We'll go right here. So yeah, that's it. So that's the book journal. I really like it. There are things I wish I could change about it. Mostly I wish there were more spots that I could customize, and since I got the one that's undated, a lot of like the 2024 specific stuff is not in here. And then let me show you how I'm tracking those reading challenges. So basically I have a giant Google Doc spreadsheet, like a Google Sheets spreadsheet of all of those challenges. And the reason I'm not writing them in as I go is because I am finding that I'm wanting to like switch things around to fit other prompts. My goal is to fill this in, like fill these in without repeating any books. So I'm trying to give you an example. Let me see here. Okay, so for Kingdom of Ash, I could use this as K in the alphabet challenge, I could use it as black on the color challenge, and I could use it as mythical creature on the cover challenge, because that's the King of the North stag right there. Or I could even do mountains on the cover challenge. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to do is see how many unique books I can get on here, and so some of these are harder for me to find than others. So if I find something and I have it like slotted in one spot, it would be easier to move something out of that spot and move it into another. I don't know if I'm making any sense. The point is, I'm not going to actually fill the pages in on the journal until, and you can't see anything. Okay. So this is what it looks like, basically. So everything in pink is what, like a TBR. It's like what I'm planning on reading and planning on putting in a category, but everything in black is what I've read and already slotted into that category. So this is just fun for me. It's like book Tetris. I don't know. Book update. Since I finished Kingdom of Ash, I started a new book on my Kindle last night. I just read like the first chapter of Reckless by Elsie Silver. This is the 4th book? Stop it. Is this the 5th book? No, it's the 4th book. It's gotta be the 4th book. Started this I do not have this one currently slotted on my spreadsheet, so I'm gonna have to find somewhere to put it. Not sure where I'm gonna end up putting it, but I do have a spot for like books that haven't been categorized yet. Would you consider that red? I feel like this is more pink. I don't know. I'm gonna have to decide what I want to do with this one, like as far as where I want to put it. Let me know if you would consider this a red book. Is this red or is this pink? I mean, I'm sure there will be a red book at some point, but I could consider that one red, maybe. I don't know, mostly because Flawless is definitely pink. But there's my update and all of those things, and I will check in with you later. I am not sure what today's gonna look like now, because on the weekends, I try to hand Buddy off to Brett so he can spend time with him, because he doesn't get a lot of time with him during the week because of his night schedule. So, I have to restructure today because Brett is like quarantining himself in the basement. Since Brett is sick, I decided to make chicken noodle soup on a whim. This is like the best thing about having all these freezers. So the last time I got a chicken from Costco, which I think might have been in a vlog maybe, we ate all the meat off the chicken, and then I actually put that in a different soup. But then I put the carcass in the crock pot overnight for like almost 24 hours, and I made my own chicken broth, and then I froze that. So this is bone broth. It's really good for you. I have a bunch of containers of those. What are those? Quarts, not quarts. I don't know what those are. Okay, so I put a bunch of those into the crock pot with half an onion. Brett doesn't like onion. I had a little bit of green onion in the freezer. I basically went through the freezer, okay? Bag of carrots from the freezer. What else is in there? Some seasonings, salt, pepper, thyme. And then our grocery store every once in a while does chicken hindquarters for a really good deal. The last deal was 39 cents a pound, which was insane. So I bought 20 pounds and 10 pounds went into the crock pot. I picked all the meat off the chicken after it went in the crock pot. This is that meat. And then I also turned that into bone broth. I went and did a double process, and those bones went back in and turned into bone broth. So this is that meat. So this is all dark meat. I'm gonna put it in at the end. I'm gonna let it sit on the counter and defrost, and then it'll go in at the end just to heat up because it's already cooked. So, and then I also have egg noodles in the freezer that I'm gonna drop in there. So this is gonna be really good, flavorful broth that will hopefully help him feel better. And then Buddy can actually also drink the broth, so I'll give him a little bit of broth for dinner. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. I just decided, like, that's what we'll do. There's my can of Lysol. I used like half a can of Lysol. I don't know. We'll see what happens. He started his antibiotics, so by this time tomorrow it'll all be okay, I think. But he's gonna sleep in the basement. And the comforter is still in the dryer. It's almost done. It's been almost 2.5 hours. So I'm watching Love is Blind season 6. You are a nut job. I will catch up with you later. Alright, so I decided to go ahead before I lose all the lighting for today and give you an overview of what the new bookshelf looks like. Okay, so our walls and our house in general is not level. So they look like they're leaning because they are kind of leaning, but they're relatively sturdy. I am going to anchor both of these shelves at some point, but for now, they're gonna hang out. I've had shelves in this room, in these spots, for the last 5 years and nothing's ever happened to them. So I'm gonna just keep living life on the dangerous side, basically. So these are both the same bookshelf that I got from Amazon. I think they were like $150. I have one behind me that houses my Jennifer L. Armentrout, Sarah J. Maas collection. These are my favorite fantasy books. This is the romance shelf I was talking about earlier. And then the romance shelf bled down here onto what was originally supposed to be the middle grade shelf. The middle grade stuff's just these dark ones right here. But I'm gonna have to move some things at some point because this is not gonna work. And the Sarah J. Maas shelf is already nearly entirely full. And I have 4 enormous books that have to go on that shelf. So we're gonna have to do some shuffling. But back over to this shelf. Here's just an overview. This is a work in progress, of course, but I'm pretty happy with how it looks. So let's get closer. This top shelf is books by some of my favorite authors. Riley Sager does incredible thrillers. Tara Schuster. They Never Learn by Lynn Fargo is my favorite. Or is it Lane? Lane? I think it's Lane. I should know how to pronounce her name because that is my favorite thriller of all time. Incredible. Check it out. It's about a female serial killer. Love it. Rachel Harrison does incredible adult horror, but it's also like funny. My favorite book of all time is Rebecca. This is an American First edition. I cannot believe I have this. It's from 1935, I believe. 35, 36, something, one of those two. Then we have a Catherine Center and Sally Hepworth. Down here we have a majority of my unread Fairy Loot Illumicrate books. This is not all of them. I have some in my bedroom, but this shelf is all books I haven't read except for the Hex Hall series right here, which is YA and really cute. We've got a Christmas cactus and my Lego Botanical Garden. I really wanted this on the part of the shelves where they do this. So I think it helps them look more seamless, but also I just love this piece and I love being able to, like, you can see in all of the rooms and like the butterflies move up here. It's just, it's so beautiful. This is my favorite one that I've ever done. It took me a couple of days. If I'd really wanted to, I probably could have gotten it done in a day, but I absolutely love this piece. Then we have my cloth-bound Jane Austens on this next shelf. And then this is the beach shelf right here. So these are all the beach books I haven't read, and these are the ones I have read. We've got this little vintage 60s shark. I got this for Buddy's bookshelf, but we don't have room for it anymore. And then these, I have a set of these shells. I can't remember who they're by. One of the shells has the artist on it. I also cut myself today. You missed that. That was fun. But yeah, I have a set of these that I got off eBay. And then of course the Lego bookshelf. These are the books I'm unhauling. I can't remember if I mentioned that before. But this is really cool. All of these like levels come off and you can go inside the bookshelf or the bookstore. So they actually make lights for these buildings and things, so I think I might end up grabbing some at some point, but okay, the next two shelves are kind of a mishmash. We've got poetry and a book about shells and flowers. We've got memoirs and fiction. And then we've got mythology and some thrillers. These busts were hand carved, I believe, in Haiti, and my grandfather brought them back from a mission trip. Then we have Daughters of the Moon and 1,000 Heartbeats. Not sure why those are there. That's just where they live. The Daughters of the Moon books were from when I was a teenager, so I've kept those a really long time. The next shelf on the bottom has Christmas books there. I have some that I need to move over. Then we have Halloween books and or spooky books, magical realism books. We've got YA, other stuff, and Twilight Falls just lives there for right now, even though all of his friends are on the other shelf behind me. So it makes sense to me, and that's about all that matters. So if you're curious, that is a handmade tapestry my grandmother bought in, I believe, England. And we've got some random Fairy Loot Illumicrate books. Those are the Vampire Academy books. Those are the Bridgerton books. That crown belonged to my great-grandmother when she did competitive ballroom dancing. She had costume jewelry, and that was one of her pieces. We've got some more Illumicrate books. We've got the Crave series. I've got the Serpent and Dove books, and those are actually the Inheritance Game books, if you're familiar with those. And that is my grandmother's collection of Agatha Christie's. And then these last two are my favorite middle grade books. A few YA, the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I haven't read that one yet. And then just some random Illumicrate books that I have read. So on here, I haven't read anything on this shelf. Is that right? Wait, I've read this one. This is the only one I've read. I might actually get rid of that one. I've read the Serpent and Dove books. I read the entire Crave series. I read these two standalone books over here. I have not read the Inheritance Games. I've read all of these YAs, or all these middle grades. And all of these books except for the box set right there. So, and then everything over here. I've read everything on this shelf. Oh, it looks good. It looks good in the background. Look at that. Oh, I'm so happy with that. Okay, you guys, so that is what I have. I hope you enjoyed this bookish weekend in my life. Nothing too crazy. I don't even know how much I really filmed, but I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a book emoji in the comments if you made it this far. Let me know what you want to see in future vlogs, and I'll catch you in the next one. Love you, Warrior Crew. Bye!